That pressing question, what am I doing wrong? The law only seems to work some of the time, not all the time. I've seen that question so much, I've heard it so much. And I just read somewhere someone asked, what's the point of the 3D experience if you can do it in your imagination? That's what they asked. What's the point? Because we have bodies. You see, the law works every single time. It's not just the law of assumption or the law of attraction. Those are derivatives of the law. You understand? Those are derivatives. Now, bear with me. I've never gone live on my phone before. So, I'm watching my battery power there. Hello to you there, you singular person. I see you in the chat. Well, I see you, but I don't know who you are, so tell me. Um, let's jump right into it. What if you felt like okay, so you got a sign that you're on the right track, like you want to manifest something and you got a sign. Signs, as Neville Goddard says, they follow. Okay? They don't proceed, but they follow. So here's what we're going to talk about today. If you have time and you have a notebook, get it out because we're going to really going to jump into it. Some of what gets us snagged with manifesting is because, one, we're just trying to manifest. Two, you just want that thing. Three, we actually don't know what we're doing. We're looking for a technique. You see, techniques are great and good if you know why you're doing the technique and what you're doing the technique to accomplish. You'll recognize a technique will give you discipline. You see, we've been living our lives in one particular way. So now you want to live your life a new way. You can't just do a manifestation and go back to the way you used to be. Well, why not? It's just the thing that you want. Your whole life has been set up in such a way that the thoughts that you have are habitual, but those thoughts come from somewhere. They form a particular attitude that you live your life from. And if you live your life from the attitude of, oh, I don't know what's possible. Can I do this? Can I do that? I don't feel good about myself. If you live your life from there, right? Let me give you an example then. When it comes to money, Paris Hilton doesn't necessarily think of, oh, where's my next paycheck going to come from? That is not her foundation of how she was raised. She was raised with the knowledge of money, having it, and coming from it. So she has a particular attitude when it comes to money. Just money. Now, if you look at her life, there are some instances in there where she says she was treated in such a particular way. That set her up for how she had to live certain experiences in relationships, etc. So, you can't just look at the world and say, why is it not changing for me? Why can I not manifest? It's not that you cannot manifest. You are manifesting. You're a master at it, to be honest. Why do you think you have the experiences that you do? Because you manifest them. This is what we do and we live it every day. So, in order to change the type of experience you're having, you have to change. Your attitude has to change. Your personality has to change. Because you can't have the personality of money's hard to come by and then get money fast and quick and easy. Because those two things don't match. Your attitude towards money is not one of, well, it comes quick and easy. But we want to put our headphones in. I hope you guys can hear me. We want to put our headphones in, like I'm going to do right now. And when we put our headphones in, let me know if you can hear me, guys. Just let me know if you can hear me. Ah, Queen Morat, I see you. Because sometimes it's a little bit hard to hear. And I'm not wearing headphones. If you can hear me, let me know, and we'll continue on. So many times we want to say, oh, I want to manifest this. I want to do that. I want to do that. But we are riddled with fear and doubt and frustration and angst and anger. Why? Just because of living. That's all. Just because of living. That's why. So you have to get to a point where you can recognize what you are doing. For instance, if you say, I want a great relationship, but you grew up in a spot where there was lots of arguing, lots of mistrust, anything that is contrary to a beautiful relationship, communication, affection, positive feedback in your relationship. That's what you know. Your body knows that because you've experienced it, yes? So now here you are with those memories that you don't recall, but your body does. And you're saying, well, I want this kind of a relationship. But why do I keep getting into relationships where I argue all the time or I don't feel heard all the time, right? Hi, Julia. Just let me know if you can hear me. And so we get into that and we say, well, why is that always happening to me? It's happening because of how you came up. So here's step one. You must identify what the problem is. Because if you say, I never get what I want, I always get the opposite of what I want. You can't get the opposite of what you want. You get who you are, not what you want. Who you are. Julia, then I better not holler. I better not holler, Julia. You must identify the problem. If you say, I can't seem to keep money in my pocket. I keep buying these things all the time, even when I don't need them. And then I end up with this guilt and buyer's remorse. That's coming from somewhere in your memories. So you must identify the problem. I have my pencil in my hand because I have my book on landscape, not portrait, but landscape, you see. If you have the problem of spending money and making irrational spending decisions, that is coming from somewhere. Why do you do it? You're doing it to make yourself feel better. Why are you feeling bad in the first place? Because if you just say, I'm just spending money willy-nilly, and I don't know why, I can't save money. There's a reason why you are a spendthrift. There's a reason why. Are you trying to avoid, or are you trying to fill? Do you not feel good about yourself, so you go out and you buy something to make yourself feel better? But that only lasts for so long, and then you're right back in the toilet again. So you must identify the problem. I'm going to write this down. Identify the problem. And this is when we use the law of polarity. Meaning, polarity, remember, it's a swing to and fro between two things. You are moving between two things. The two things are what you are and what you want to be. That's what you're moving between. Okay? So what you want is on the right side, and what you have is on the left. So when you say, I can't save money, I have no money, why not? What is causing you to spend money willy-nilly? Are you trying to feel better? Are you trying to feel better about yourself? What are you trying to feel better about yourself about? I don't feel adequate. I don't feel good enough. Now we're getting somewhere. You have identified the problem. The problem is you don't feel adequate. You don't feel loved. You don't feel appreciated. You're sad. So now that you identify you're sad because you don't feel good about yourself, okay, why don't you feel good about yourself? Well, I don't feel like anybody would want to be my friend. I don't feel like anybody would want to be around me. Why? Because that's how I grew up. Nobody wanted to be around me. I was alone a lot. I didn't have a lot of friends. And so what happens at that point, because it was so emotionally charged, you grew up now with, well, I gotta fit in. Maybe if I look nice and dress nice, I'll make friends. Maybe if I buy this or do that, I'll have friends. And now all of a sudden you don't have any money. Those two things are one is the cause and the other is the effect. The cause is the feeling of not acceptance, not being accepted. The effect is not having any money. So when you say, I don't feel accepted, you don't feel like you fit in, now you have identified the problem. That is where you are currently. Yeah, but Neville Goddard says all I have to do is imagine that I am accepted. Yes, that works. When you get into your imagination and you begin to see yourself in these dreams and visions of grandiose, of having friends and being the belle of the ball, your body begins to rebel and says, that's not true, that's a lie. Because now the thought and the sensation in your body don't match. And because they don't match, the thing that is strongest, which is the sensation in your body, the memory of feeling unaccepted, unappreciated, that is always going to win out. Because it is more powerful than the thought that you have. Do you know why? Because the thought is the thought. But the sensation in your body is what you know. You know it. Because it is what you believe. You don't believe it anymore, you know it. And so the thing that you know is always going to override the thing you want to believe. So how do you get from not being accepted to being accepted? Well, first you have to identify the problem. You identify that you feel unwanted. This just popped up on my screen, Ms. M. This is different on the phone, I tell you. It's a whole other experience. I hope I have a lot of battery life left. But when you now say to yourself, so now you're going into your imagination and you're flitting through in your imagination and you're seeing these things of I am accepted. You're playing your affirmations. I am accepted. I make friends easily. And all the time you're doing that, your body says, lies you tell. Because your body knows something that you do not. Your body knows what it is you have habitually done your whole life. And so you can't just go from there to here. Once you identify the problem of the unacceptance, why don't you feel that you're accepted? Well, I don't feel good enough. I don't feel smart enough. Oh, you don't feel smart enough. What qualifies smart? Do you see? Now you have to go through these things, but most of us don't know ourselves. So let me stay on track here. Identify the problem. The problem is, I don't feel good enough. Shekna from Paris, from France. Welcome. Bonsoir. That's the extent of my French right there. But once you have identified it, you say, I don't feel adequate. I don't feel worthy. Oh, I don't feel good enough. Why not? Because you heard it somewhere and you heard it often. But the problem with hearing it that many times is now it becomes real and it becomes a habit and dictates the way you behave. So it doesn't matter how many times you play I am worthy in my head in your affirmations mindlessly on repeat like a robot, your body rebels against I am worthy every time. Every time. So to take yourself from there, you say, okay, that person or that situation that made me feel unworthy, they're just living out their own unworthiness. I am worthy. Because you know why you tell yourself that? Because the law of correspondence tells you as within, so without. So a person can only try to make you feel, and a person can only try and make you feel unworthy because they feel unworthy themselves. So it's not that they're telling you the truth. They can only speak to you from where they are, as within, so without. Remember that. So the next time you are plagued with the, oh my God, I feel unworthy, you picked up a lie. You stepped in some doo-doo on your shoe. That's what you've done. Scrape it off. And you say, you know what? That's right. They can only speak to me from where they're at. So I am worthy because they're trying to make me feel the opposite. That's how they feel, not me. That's what you tell yourself. That's what you begin to understand about yourself. And now when you start to hear that about yourself and you remind yourself, oh, all right. They're telling me I'm stupid because they're stupid on the inside. Now, don't get me wrong. If you are running across the road in traffic and not waiting and looking left and right, that's dumb. And if I tell you that you're being dumb, believe it, because you're running across traffic. But you see, I'm not talking about that, but I just have to clarify it. What I'm getting at is, remember the law always. You feel unworthy because somebody is projecting, law of gender, somebody is projecting that onto you. It's not who you are. So, that's a lie. So you don't let that permeate you. As soon as you recall, oh snap, I see what you're doing. I understand where they're coming from. They're trying to make me feel the way that they feel. Now you begin to understand. Now you can say to yourself, that's right, I am worthy. Because the law tells me, so long as I feel worthy. Now, how does worthy feel in the body? Oh, because you can think worthy here, but the body must confirm. Because if you're driving down the street like some of you are right now, and somebody's acting a fool and not merging when they should, and you feel angry, your body feels angry. Because your thought is, fool, right? Queen Onika, welcome, I see you, darling. So the body always must confirm what your mind is thinking about. So once the body confirms what the mind is thinking of, you are in correspondence. Now, what if you have a thought and your body rebels? Like, for instance, if I say to you, oh, I got a bill due tomorrow. I got to pay this bill tomorrow. And your body says, where's the money at? It gets the anxiety. You start to sweat. The heart beats fast. Because your body knows you don't have any money in your bank account. That's what your body knows. And you're saying to yourself, I am wealthy. Money comes to me all the time. Your body's like, well, then where is it? Now, then you feel, oh, Onika, darling, I missed you too. So that's why it's good to see you, darling. So when you begin to fret and worry about not having enough money, what is that? That is fear. You are under the umbrella of fear. So fear causes you to behave a particular way when it comes to money. The fear of being alone causes you to behave in a particular way when it comes to relationships. Do you hear how you're behaving now based upon what you think? But Julia, let me cover that. The body can be a liar sometimes. The body remembers and stores information, right? And so, yes, I see exactly what you're saying. If somebody said to you, oh, well, you're dumb, you're stupid, you're not going to be anybody. As long as that was emotionally charged, the body recalls it because it's a memory that is stored. And yes, what they said to you is a lie. So every time you try and tell yourself, I feel great, your body says, no, you don't. So yeah, in that essence, you are believing a lie. That's how it is possible that you believe the lie right there. So this is how I do it. Step one, I identify the problem. What is the actual problem? You can't say, I'm broke. I have no money. Why don't you have it? Then you can name the problem. You will see the solution. I'm lonely. Why are you lonely? I don't have any friends. I don't have a companion. So you want to have a companion. You're not lonely. You want to have a companion. So when you say, I want to have a companion, now you can say, well, what kind of companion do I want? Remember, as within, so without. The kind of companion that you are is the kind of companion you will bring to you. This is why it is imperative that you identify the problem. When you identify the problem, the solution is glaringly obvious. I want to eat healthy. And what's the problem? The problem is I can't walk up those flight of stairs, Angela. Oh, you want to move with ease in your body? That is what you want. Not you want to eat healthy. That's not the problem. The problem is you can't walk up the stairs. You want to be able to walk up the stairs. So now when you use polarity to go from I can't walk up the stairs to I can walk up the stairs, what do? You practice walking up the stairs. Listen, if that flight of stairs has 10 steps and you walk to 3 today and you're huffing and puffing, go back down and start again tomorrow. You'll get to step 4. You'll get to step 5 and you come down again. You'll get to step 6, 7, 8, all the way to 10 and you'll be on the landing. What did you do? You walked up those stairs. Now here's what else begins to happen. When you walk up those stairs and you realize that you can do it, you start to say to yourself, oh, I can walk up those stairs. And you begin to appreciate your body. When you appreciate your body, you begin to rest more. And when you rest more, you begin to choose better food choices. Do you see how it is easier for you to solve your problem when you identify it? It's not that you want to eat healthy, it's that you can't go up the stairs. So practice walking up the stairs. Let's do another one. Money, because that's a big thing, right? I don't have enough money. I don't have enough money. I'm so worried. What am I going to do? Money comes to us in 4 ways. We either earn it because we're entrepreneurs or employees. 2, it's given to you. You know, will, inheritance. 3, you find it. You know, you're walking out and about. You always find money. 4, you win it. If you have another way, drop it in the chat. But those are the 4 ways I know of that money can come to you. So if you say, well, I don't have money. You don't have it or you don't have enough. What are you doing? What do you mean you don't have money? Begin to identify the problem. So if you say, I don't have money, well then, there's 4 ways that it comes. Which way can you use? Which means if you want to be an employee, you begin to look at what type of employee you are. Because when you look at the type of employee you are, you will begin to get the jobs that match you. I'll give you another example along those lines. I narrate audiobooks, but I've narrated some questionable things in the past, you know, bills had to be paid. But I said to myself, listen, come on now, honey. Do something that you truly enjoy. Yes, I enjoy narrating, but I don't just want to narrate because I can. I want to narrate quality content. Do you know there were 6 pages to go through today for auditions? And on the first page alone, there were 4 things I auditioned for. Why? One was traditional Chinese medicine. Oh, and you know I love that. The other was how to develop your self-worth. Oh, coincidence? No. I said what I wanted based upon who I was. This is the type of product I want to put out. And so all the auditions that I saw out of those 6 pages of auditions, of things that you could audition for, 6 pages, I have 17 auditions that are now waiting to be heard. 17 from those 6 pages. And they're all books that I resonate with. So you see where it comes down to is know who you are. Because I had the problem as, I'm not getting any books. What's the problem here? I'm great, but what am I not getting here? And so I said, fine, I will choose the type of things I want to audition for. And listen, yesterday I opened it up to audition, same thing, same caliber of books. Today, same thing. Will I get them? We'll see. If my voice resonates with the writer, then sure. But do you hear what I'm saying to you? My problem was I wasn't getting enough projects to narrate. That was the problem. So I said, okay, I'm not getting enough. Well, then, you know what? Narrow your scope. Well, that seems counterintuitive. No. That means you're doing your best at every single project. Dan? Is that my Dan from Wales? You let me know, darling. But do you hear what I'm saying to you today? You must identify the problem. And then when you identify the problem, you take yourself from to. So that now, when you begin to think about the thing that you want to manifest specifically, your body doesn't say, you're a fraud, imposter syndrome. Your body won't say that. Because you've identified what the issue is. Now, if you have a schedule and you're packed full, and you say, well, I need, it's good to see you, Dan. I was thinking of you the other day, you know. Yes, so it's good to see you. If you're looking for more space in your schedule because, yes, Onika, yes, you must be honest with yourself. Now, here's the thing. If you're not honest with yourself, you're only cheating you. You're only cheating yourself when you're not honest with you. Hear that? So always be honest with the self. Who else is there to be honest with? Not me. You got to be honest with you. I got to be honest with me. Right? So if you say, my schedule is chock full, I have no room to do anything else, but I want to diversify. You say, I want to free up some space in the schedule, but I still want to make more money and do less because you don't have the space. So now you say that. You say, well, what can I do? What can I teach people that they can purchase from me on autopilot? That's how you free up your schedule. You begin to put things together in your schedule that people are going to benefit from. Mutual benefit. So that when you lay down and you imagine that your life is one of ease and you have peace of mind, now that can become a possibility for you because you are training yourself. You are creating a new habit. You are creating a new way to live, and thereby you are changing your experiences to match the ease that you want on the inside. Are there any questions about that? So identify the problem because the seed of the solution is in every single problem. Does this make sense? If there are questions in here, let me know and I will answer by way of identifying the problem and moving yourself through polarity. Because when you move yourself through, oh, D-Lock, hello. I haven't seen you in a bit either. Then you use polarity. Polarity causes you to become honest with yourself. Because in polarity, you have to be very clear about where you are right now and where you'd like to be. That is what polarity causes you to do, to be honest with yourself. But yet, I get a lot of questions, or I see a lot of things in forums. Oh, I'm so tired of this manifestation thing, it doesn't work. So, what do you think you're doing now? You're manifesting right now. Perhaps one of you had a question about these things today, and here I am online talking about it. That is not a coincidence. You're looking for a way to free yourself, but you must identify your prison. You must. So that when you go and you use your imagination and your body will come together as one. And when they are one, because you have to be in correspondence. As within, so without. So that when you sustain that thought and that feeling or sensation in your body, then the longer you do that, then you know the faster the thing that you're feeling of living in right now is what you will experience. So I tell people it's not about a thing to do. Oh, I gotta manifest this. I gotta manifest that. It is about, oh, I love that question. It is about creating a lifestyle. You want a lifestyle of ease. Well, then you've got to create the habit. Now, D-Lock, the habit. Discipline. Identify the problem. Where are you undisciplined? You want more discipline. You have to tell me where you want it. This is what I mean about knowing oneself. Yes, you want discipline, but discipline where? Because if you're disciplined in one area, you'll be disciplined in all areas because you are the one who is disciplined. So where do you want the discipline? Melissa, it's so good to see you. And you know, I'm waiting for you, D-Lock. Don't worry. You tell me where you want to be disciplined. Ruby? Ruby, I've never said your name before. You're new to me. Welcome to the space. You guys are exciting today. So, D-Lock, where do you want discipline? Because when I break it down for you, everybody else will hear it, and then they'll know how to create discipline in each area of their lives. Here's one place for discipline. You want to stop drinking. Well then let's use the law of cause and effect for you. Let's use why do you like to drink? But we're going to use the law of cause and effect, causation. I'm just writing so I can put my thoughts together to help you out, darling. Drinking must give you something. That's why you're doing it. But it started out as a thought that you had, and you filled that void. There was a cause, and the effect is drinking. What's the cause? You didn't just say, oh, I like to drink. You didn't say that. So if you don't want to drink, what do you want to do instead? Because you can't say, I want to stop drinking. Cause and effect tells you every cause has an effect, which means, so why are you tense? You see how we're going backwards. Keep thinking about these things. Why are you tense? Because I'll ask you, because we have to get to the bottom of it. So if you say you want to stop drinking, what do you want to replace drinking with? You cannot have a void. So no drinking. What do you want to do? You have to replace it, or else you will continue to drink, because you cannot have a void. You say you drink because it relaxes you. What are you stressed about? Exactly. You haven't figured out what you'd like to do instead. Well, here's something for you. I like what you said there, Dan, about The Power of Your Subconscious Mind by Dr. Joseph Murphy. Yes, I do have a narration for that. In my playlist, The Power of Your Subconscious Mind is narrated in there, D-Lock, so you can hear it as an audiobook. I narrated it in there. You don't know what you want to replace it with yet. But I'll help you here. You said you drink because it relaxes you. Cyber. Hello. It relaxes you. So you're going now, find another thing that relaxes you. You can replace your whatever it is you drink with sparkling cider, sparkling water, something effervescent. Because beer is effervescent. Of course, it depends, right? You can replace it with something effervescent, water. And now we're going to find a way to relax the body. So if the body is relaxed, it does not need to drink alcohol. Do you see the correlation here? So, practicing the art of meditation. Very simple thing to do, D-Lock. Whenever you feel the sensation of wanting to drink, I want you to stop what you're doing. When this sensation comes upon you, I could really use I want you to stop right there. That's your body telling you, because it's a habit you've developed. It's such a long-going habit that you don't even remember why you do it. So you stop what you're doing and you tell your body, oh, right, I used to drink. Here's what we're going to do instead. You begin by inhaling through the nose and exhaling through the nose about 9 times, 9 or 10 times. Because by the time you get there, you're going to be relaxed. And once your body begins to feel relaxed, now you tell it, this is what I want, this relaxation. Whenever we stop and we breathe this many times, here's the relaxation. What you're going to notice there is the urge to drink, because a habit must be satisfied, right? But if you are consistent to tell your body, here's the relaxation, so we don't need that. Here's the relaxation. So every time now you think of being relaxed, get your body in a place of relaxation, because you have to form a new association. Drink and relaxation are associated. So now you have to find another thing that you do, whether it's that breathing technique I taught you, whether it is walking, whether it's replacing the beverage. Pavlov did it, you know. Pavlov taught the dogs to salivate. You and I learn in the exact same way. It is called conditioning. We all do it. But the difference is the habit. And habits are only ever made. So you have to replace that. Does it make sense, D-Lock, a little bit to you? Let me know if it does. Because whatever you do, you're going to have to find a way of relaxing the body. And so the breathing technique is a great way to get your body to relax on its own. And every time the desire comes up to drink, stop and relax the body. Drink, stop, and relax the body. Because that's how you got there in the first place. Because every time you wanted to relax, you drank. So you conditioned the body to drink to relax. Now you have to show it another way. And because you were consistent with drink, relax, you know that you can be consistent with another activity, relaxation. I trust that makes sense. SD. Oh, I'm seeing a lot of new people all up in here today. Oh, hello, hello, hello. My wish is that more people find your YouTube channel. Oh, SD, thanks. Me too. And so that's why I am always here teaching the law, because there's always somebody looking, cause and effect. So for discipline, an example now, because discipline takes many forms. Discipline just means being able to form the habit and do it every time, even though you may not want to. Is it, I forget, Goggins, David Goggins, I think that's his name. David, Ruby. Yes, we'll touch on that again. Okay, I'll tell you exactly why and how that happens. Because you didn't check it the first time. Because the thingies just go, the comments just go, and I don't have my iPad, so I can't be in the chat continuously. Oh, snap. 100 Black Rocket, thank you so very much for your generosity today. Das Bobot, you see, you're new to me too. If my inner voice always brings catastrophe, always something bad will happen, how to break this habit? By doing the same thing. When you feel, thank you, Ms. M, thank you. When you feel that thought coming on, you see, because that thought comes from fear. You're afraid of the worst case scenario. And so what happens is, now you are thinking, oh no, what if? It's a habit for you to think that way. So now you have to find a different way of thinking, which means it always works the same way. You must calm the body down first. If it's in a state of anxiety, it's not going to hear you. It can't. It's busy. calm it, and then you can talk to it. Calm it, and then you can talk to it. You calm it by inhale through the nose, exhale through the nose for a few times until you begin to actually feel that relaxation settle in your chest. Oh, I got to come back and read that. So now that worst case scenario thought is coming from fear. And so what happens is you've conditioned yourself to think that way now because you've done it so many times. There's only so many times you can do something before the body takes charge and says, oh, so we're doing this? I'm good, let's do it. So, change the way you think. The law of causation, cause and effect, tells you, this. What you say, you want. The cause, you can predict the effect. Every time. Every time. You can predict the effect. So if you say to yourself, listen, I'm safe, I am safe. How do you know that you're safe? There's not a lion on the street. There's not an elephant on the middle of the road. Right? That's danger. But you are safe because there's nothing wrong. So once you start to have that feeling of anxiety, because that's the root of catastrophic thinking, the anxiety, once you start to feel that anxiety coming on, stop what you're doing. Breathe and make sure that your body feels calm, because now you're telling yourself, okay, look, oh, I'm calm. Okay, this is good. See? I'm beginning to feel much more relaxed. Everything is okay. The next time the feeling comes up, stop and do it again. The next time the feeling comes up, stop and do it again. Why? Because you are reconditioning the body. The reason why you have to recondition the body is it stores your memories. It's called muscle memory. It's storing that information. And because it's storing that information, you have to input new information. And that's where you would go to. That's the habit that you begin to go towards. Think about Pavlov again. He put the steak in front of the dog and he rang the bell. He put the steak in front of the dog and he rang the bell. He put the steak in front of the dog and he rang the bell. So that when he removed the steak and he rang the bell, the dog, well, the steak must be there. Hey, Ultra! That means it's 3:55 for me. So you hear what I'm saying to you? You have to be consistent. You must be consistent. I forget who said it, but he said the biggest problem with humanity is that they don't know how to be consistent. But that's not true. Because you are already being consistent, just not in the area you want to be consistent in. You could not have formed a habit if you were inconsistent. Hear it again. You could not have formed that bad habit if you were inconsistent. You had to be consistent to form it. So if you can be consistent there, you can also be consistent here. Just choose. We have 2190 going on right now, where you take 21 days to form your habit and 90 days of practicing the formed habit to create your lifestyle. So you choose the habit and you do it the same time every day in the same way. What is my new habit? When I get up, I'm always online at 5:30 in the morning. So I set my alarm for 5 so that I can get up and meditate for 15 minutes. Same time every day, including the weekends, because I don't stream on the weekends, right? And so I get up at the same time every day, and I do it for the same amount of time. In 21 days, that's my new habit. Sincere, I see you, sweetie. Yolanda, yeah. Hello? Cyber, no, it's Neville, Goddard, Joseph Murphy. So the point I'm making to you is, if you say to yourself, look, I'm tired of doing dishes, man. I got this whole pile of dishes. How they become a pile? You didn't do them. So make it your practice now, because this is where discipline comes in. Consistency. Your rule to yourself is, you know what? Every time I'm done in the kitchen, it'll be clean. Do not compromise on that. Don't compromise on it. 7 days a week. It doesn't 3 times a day you're in that kitchen. Make sure it is tidy before you are leaving it. That now will become your habit. So now you did that habit there. Dan. Oh, I love that. I'm going to come and read it. But do you hear what I'm saying to you? You must identify. Well, for me, Melissa, I do it throughout the day, right? But as soon as I get up in the morning, your brain is in receptive mode, like theta, and you can manifest easier from that spot. But for me, I like that stillness in the house, that quiet. So when I get up and I meditate for that 15 minutes, I get charged, and then I go online. And when I'm done, I do my auditions, I do everything else. But throughout the day, I have my bowls out, like this sounds so bad, my Tibetan bowl or my tuning fork. And that's how I that's how I do it to keep myself throughout that time. But the habit, and when I set my bedtime as well. I set my bedtime, I stick to it, and I meditate before I drift off to sleep. Those are your most potent times to help yourself out with your specific manifestations. And all life is consistency and persistence. I know I feel like I'm hollering, but I'm not. Consistency and persistence. You must be consistent with the activity that you have chosen. So if you say, I go to the gym every day at 5 p.m., for 1 hour, I don't care what you do in that 1 hour when you're at the gym working out. Is it leg day, arm day? Work out for the hour. Every day, the same amount of time, same thing. Because then you'll realize, if you feel the need to, I don't want to go today, your body will be like, but we need to go. We have to go. And what happens? You end up going. Why? Because the habit that you just formed must be satisfied. So that's why it's imperative that you create the right habit. You want to make more money. Well, then what are you going to give? Because it's mutual benefit. Mutual benefit. Do not grudge your job. Do not say, oh my God, I hate my job. Because then what happens? You go to work and you're arguing with everybody. They're arguing with you. However, if you use your start and end time to discipline yourself, you begin to say, hey, I have skills. What can I do? What can I give to the world that they will pay me for? Mutual benefit. And you begin to get ideas so that now you're not stuck anymore. But all in all, the point of today is you must identify your problem instead of having it sit under an umbrella. A Sonia. Ella, right? Get out from under the umbrella. Oh, I'm sad. Why are you sad? Identify why you are sad, not just that you are. Identify why you are. Because if you say, I'm sad because, now you can use polarity. Polarity is practical. D-Lock, a therapist. I don't know about these things. But thank you nonetheless. It is just that when you begin to see what you are doing, and that's why I write it down. Because if you can see what you're doing, you're going from to, and you list all those steps in there, I will do this, 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 and this. So you're going to get up every morning and you're going to read that list and you will do them. And do them and do them every day, and they become a habit for you. And now what happens to you? Your life becomes easier. Why does it become easier? Because now you know something. You know that if I do this, that will happen. And this is now why when you begin to employ your imagination, which you're doing all day anyway, you will use your imagination from a place of ease, not a place of anxiety where now you're calling on the worst case scenario to come. I tell you, it is simpler than we think it is. You just have to be bold and do it. Identify your problem, and in time, because you can see a pattern of problems, you know something? You'll stop creating problems to solve, and you will just simply live a life of ease. Of course, there's 8 billion people on the planet. You're going to pass people all the time, but you are going to be very cognizant of, oh, I'm not going to engage in that, because you know what it will do to you if you do. If you engage in it, you know exactly how it will feel. And you don't want to feel that way because it goes against ease and peace of mind. But if you do not develop the lifestyle, this is what Neville Goddard means when he says the state. Embody the state. When you embody the state, someone who is at ease and has peace of mind is disciplined. They don't leave mess everywhere. They don't engage in random quarrels. They don't. Because they have not practiced that, and it does not fit the lifestyle of ease and peace of mind. So you see the practical things. This is why people give up on their manifestations. They give up. D-Lock, you are correct. The Creator did create us to have a life of ease. How do you know that for sure? Because the laws are there, and the law makes everything in creation easy. You plant a seed in the ground. Look at that, you got fruit. Easy. Oh, Ms. M. Thank you very much. Because this is what it is. This is why I teach you to identify your problem. Point it out, not because you're judging yourself, but because you are looking for the solution. You can't find the solution if you have not identified the problem. I don't know what it is. You see how frustrating that is? Like what it feels like to your body? It feels tense. And now that you're tense, right? You walk around and you snap somebody, you cuss somebody out. Just take a moment right now. And the commitment to yourself is this. Knowing when to plant and when to leave it alone. You plant when you want something. Something specific. That's when you plant. You plant when you want something specific. Narrow your question down, and I can narrow the answer down for you. But that's when you, so what do you mean? Knowing when to plant. Well, that's discernment, which means you know yourself. So when you look at a situation, you go, oh, I could really use this here. Because you can see what's not there, and you can change it. You can say, oh, yeah, I would like that. And you plant that seed. I'd like to have more of this in my life. That's what I said when I saw those auditions. I said, ooh, more of these types of books, please. Because I'm confirming thought and body. I'm confirming that that's what I want. So I knew, and that answers your question there also. I knew there was a problem about all these books being out there. Over 1,000 books are out there. And I'm like, oh, how did I know what seed to plant? Because I knew what I wanted. When you know what you want, that is the seed. And I said, more books that offer value to people. That's what I want. And that's what I got. I reaped what I sowed. And it was in less than 24 hours. But don't get it twisted. I put in the work. We have to put in the work consistently to create the desired lifestyle. And tomorrow's morning, ooh, low battery power. Close that. I must be on 20% right now. That's what it means. So I won't hold you up longer. But don't get it twisted. It happened in 24 hours because I spend the time making sure that I'm not entertaining thoughts of fear. When they come, I look at them in perspective and I say, oh, that's from way back then when I used to feel, a particular way about myself, but I don't feel that way anymore. That's what it does. So the encouragement for you is this: you are already being consistent. You most certainly are. So if you want to change your habit, remember, don't break it because you can't. Habits are only made. Old ones are suppressed. That's why if you forget yourself, you can go right back into the old way of being. Habits aren't broken. They're only ever made. It is easier to make a habit. Think about it. I want to quit smoking. So then it's easier to do something else, is it not? Then how do you quit smoking? You don't quit smoking. You start a new habit. You start doing something new, something that you will enjoy. Indeed. Dan, I can't remember the last time I had a fear thought. When it comes to new thinking. Exactly. It becomes easier over time because you created the habit and now it is running in the background on autopilot. Courage is running on autopilot instead of fear running on autopilot. So you see the difference in the lifestyle? But in order to change the autopilot, you must change the original program that is there. So here's what it looks like. Well, I usually just imagine something constantly until I get bored of imagining it. I'm not sure if that's the Sabbath or not. Does my lack of wanting to experience imagining means it's planted? I remember, Dan. So cyber, does your lack of imagining means it's planted? Well, according to Neville Goddard, it does. When something takes on the tones of reality, and it is so real to you because it's in your subconscious mind, well, then you don't want it anymore because you already have it. That's why the sensation in the body and the thought have to match. The sensation in your body tells you you're living it now. Now. If you watch a horror movie and your heart's racing, well, you're living it now. So when you calm the body or you feel like you have everything you need in life and you're good to go and your body confirms that you're living it now and you're also living in the end. Really? You've been done for 15? Wait, let me see if I read that right. You haven't smoked in 15 years? 100 black? That is amazing. Good for you. That consistency. Dan says, I'd say being truly content and grateful for the possibility of such an outcome is the Sabbath. Yes. That's what it means when it's taken on the tones of reality. It's real. If it's already real to you because you feel it and sense it and eat, breathe, and sleep it, then you don't want it anymore. It's done. But the law of causation tells you that it is done. The law of correspondence tells you that it is done. You don't have to convince yourself it's done because the law tells you that it already is. Does that make sense? You guys have been absolutely amazing. I'm just trying to make sure I don't miss any comments, Exactly. You dream those things, they are in your subconscious because that's where they come from, in your dream world, right? When you're sleeping, they're in there. And it's a beautiful thing. And that's why you spend the time being consistent about where you want to be. You like cycling. Well then, in the winter, I guess invest in a, if you have winter where you are, that is. If you have winter where you are and you can't go outside to cycle, stationary bike. What is it, Peloton? I don't know. A stationary bike will help you to always maintain your cycling. So in the spring and summer, you can get outside and do it. Whereas in winter, if you can't, then you have the stationary bike so that you're always doing what it is that you love to do. Make sense? Are there any more questions? Because I know today was impromptu. But I don't know. Yeah, I hear you. Yeah, because I remember you saying you were clean for, where is it? So this is what I do. I go from here to here, right? What do you have to do? What action are you going to do here? Because this is where you are to get to where you want to be. That's why I write it down so that you can see the steps that you are taking. So that when something comes along or somebody comes along and says, "Oh my God, I was thinking of you," and you have all these little things in here because this is the bridge. Oh, you lived in Cali. Oh wow, you live in nice, hot all year round. Well then, see, don't laugh at my bridge. This is your bridge that you're going across. When you do the actions to get yourself from here to here to here, and you do them every day to keep yourself there, that is what you do. Oh, that's a lot of work, Angela. It only starts out being a lot of work in the very beginning because you want to be able to see where you're at, see what you're doing. Because when you can see what you're doing and where you're at, you know where the change needs to come. Dan says something that helps is in a meditative state. I ask my subconscious, given the circumstances I presented, how would I feel if it were true? Ah, I don't argue on if it's true or false at first. That is brilliant. That's what you do. How would it feel? Because and the reason why that works, when you say, "Oh my God, what is the name of that song? What's that person's name? I completely forget what it is. What is that song?" What happens? You get the answer to the name of the song. So it's no different when you ask your body, "What would that feel like if?" What would that feel like if? Your body will bring you the sensation of what it feels like. And then you say to your body, "That's the feeling I want." And you start living in that feeling every day. When you get up, you feel it right away. You go to bed, you fall asleep feeling it. Because you're living it now. That's what you're doing. Your body is there to help you. And when you ask it the same way you ask it to remember somebody's name, I'll give you a quick thing and then I'll let you go before my battery dies. I had an online thingy in the morning with Bim Got Talent. It's a Barbadian thingy. And I was on there and I was washing dishes and I said, "Oh," I had set my alarm for 3 a.m. because it was 3 a.m. my time, 6 theirs. And I had to be there for 3:30 a.m. So I said, "Ooh, let me set my alarm for 3." But then I said to myself, after I had set it and my hands were soapy, I said, "Oh, shoot. I should set my alarm for 2:45 because I want to get up at 2:45. You know what time I got up that morning? My eyes popped open. 2:45 a.m. And I had not even reset my alarm for 2:45. When you ask your body to do something, you don't ask it, you don't beg, you tell it, "I want to get up for 2:45. Done. You tell your body what you want it to do, and it listens, and it will do it for you because that's the design of the body, to take commands. I began to stop smoking, and my dad passed away, and dealing with his estate, and being attacked so badly because my siblings stole from him. So it's hard to find focus without having the matter arise." Okay, Ruby. Oh, the magical if is part of professional acting. Yes, that's exactly what it is. You act it out. You have to make your body feel it. Ruby, to get past this situation, do the job that is set out before you. If that means you have to settle the estate, legal fees, so on, everything that falls under legal estate, write out every task and complete every task. Reason being, when you complete each task, there is no time to dabble in the emotions of other people. You have to understand the fear of being caught and being reprimanded from what they have done is now being projected to you. So it's either you're going to let that bombard you or you're going to focus on the task at hand. And the reason why you focus on the task at hand is because you are consciously choosing to complete your tasks. We choose our emotions. We do not let them run us over. We don't let them steamroll us. Choose your emotion. So you get your pen and paper out, and all of the tasks, you put them on your to-do list. If you have to interact with somebody, keep it what that task is. What is the reason for the interaction? Then that's where you keep it. If it begins to deviate and somebody has something to say, you say, no, here's the task. Keep it on task every time. This is part of discipline. Being able to start a task and finish it without being distracted by the emotions of yourself or other people. Does that help a little bit, Ruby? Just making sure I haven't missed anything. Ms. M, thank you so very much for your help today. It is truly appreciated. Yes, it's just a matter of practice. Everybody's in charge of their own feelings. You keep yours in check by choosing them. Woo, look at that. I got 10% battery power. Countdown initiated, Lord. But yes, that's what I wanted to say to you today. So I think Ms. M told you also how to get into contact with me if you've got like some kind of critical thing, but I have meditations there that you can use, the power of the subconscious mind that you can listen to, morning inspirations you can listen to. And if you still have a question and you would really like some more help, then I'm on Patreon. I do offer one-on-one. Whatever it is, I will meet you where you're at, because life is meant to be peaceful, peace of mind. We're meant to be this way. And so, if, like I say, if you find that you need more assistance, slide into my DMs. Ruby, much love to you. On my About Me page, all of my platforms are on there. You can find me even on TikTok now. Lord, I'm on TikTok. Positively Angela 1 is where you can find me. But on all the other platforms, it's Positively Angela. You can find me there and DM me there. Ms. M, I don't know if you're still here or not, but if you can put, because I don't have hands to type into the thing right now, my email, positivelyangela@shaw.ca, so that you can always reach me. And again, I forget who it was. 100 Black, thank you so very much for your generous contribution. Did I miss someone else who contributed as well? I don't know. But if I did, I didn't see it. Thank you also. Yeah, that's all. This was impromptu. I'll be doing much more of these. Melissa, why, thank you. Yes, I'm on all platforms now. Lord Jesus. I'm just like, I'm everywhere. Got to get the word out, I suppose. But that's what I'll leave you with today. And I trust that some more clarity has happened. You have the power to do this. What are those laws before we go? Mentalism. The all is mind. The universe is a mental creation. As within, so without. As above, so below. Everything vibrates between two poles, a swing to and fro, creating a rhythm, an ebb and a flow, because every cause has its effect, and every effect its cause, a projection of the will, giving life, giving form. Those are the principles. You pick one and go with it and use it. 100 Black Rock, no, Canadians don't have Cash App, honey. No, our rules are real strict up in here. We have PayPal. We have PayPal for international things, but we don't have Cash App in Canada. No, we don't. We can Cash App each other within Canada. Like, we call it an e-transfer, electronic funds transfer we can do between Canadians, but we cannot do those things outside of Canada internationally. Only PayPal is what we are allowed to do by way of government. So we just flow within those means. If you find that you don't want to, we also do Western Union. That's another option for international things. If you find that you don't want to do any of those things, then consider becoming a member of my YouTube channel. It starts at 99 cents per month. If that's, you know what I mean? If you want to contribute and you feel like you're stuck and you can't, then there's always an option. But I do appreciate your sentiment and your generosity. I truly do. And I love you for it. Anywho, I don't want my phone to die and disconnect us. Yes, it is minus 19, so it is cold up in here. Ice everywhere. Yes. And we don't even see relief from that really until the May long weekend. May? Yes, May long weekend. Don't plant anything before then. Don't, because you're guaranteed snow before then, but not after. So anyway, now you learned about my weather. All right, I love you, and do PayPal? Okay, I have the link. Under any one of my videos, you'll see a link that says if you want to purchase my EP, that is my PayPal link. Just click on there and you can send any amount you like under PayPal. It's under the video description. In under the videos, any one of them, not this one, because this one I haven't done it yet. It's impromptu. I have to upload it after I'm done. Or you can DM me and I'll send it to you, whichever you prefer. Anyhow, my beautiful friends, I trust some clarity was had. If not, drop me a line and I will do another. It's linked on this video, is it? Okay. Then I will, whatever topic you want to cover by way of law, let me know and we'll do it. Because it's really important that we grasp the law and use it and run with it. All right? Mwah! Much love, my beautiful friends. I'm going to catch y'all on the flip side. Peace.